What is going on YouTube? तो काफ़ी समय हो चुका है मेरे को YouTube वीडियो बनाए हुए, तो I'm very sorry about that. मैं पिछले 3-4 हफ्ते से I've been in India and I'm enjoying time with my family and just होता है ना, calm before the storm and planning for the future. वो सारा phase अभी चल रहा है मेरा, तो I've been very busy with enjoying my time and just resting and recuperating for my next show next year and the next season that's about to come. But anyways, this video is about question and answers. I know कि मैं काफ़ी टाइम से ये वीडियो बनाना चाहता था और मैंने एक पोस्ट भी डाली थी इंस्टाग्राम में जिसमें मैंने पूछा था कि आप क्वेश्चंस में से पूछो, उसका मैं आंसर यूट्यूब पे दूंगा। फिर जो मैं इंस्टाग्राम में क्वेश्चंस को मैं आंसर करता हूँ वो सिर्फ 24 घंटे रहते हैं। It's 24 hours, right? It goes away. So I want something that I can answer everybody. I can answer for everybody on YouTube so they can go back and watch it if they need it. So this is going to be question and answers that you asked me back in July, and it's 2:15 a.m. right now. So अगर मैं थोड़ा सा slow हूँ, just bear with me because this is the only time I had all day long today. I took my dog for a walk and all that and stuff, or took my dog for grooming and all that. So this is the only time I have right now. So here we go. The first question. What was your parents' reaction when you decided to become professional bodybuilder? So, I decided to become a professional. So let's be clear कि professional क्या होता है? Professional वो होता है कि जो full time bodybuilder होता है, meaning not doing any work. So I decided to be a full-time bodybuilder after I turned pro in 2017. जब मैं अक्टूबर 2017 में pro बना, अपना pro card मैंने जीता, उसके बाद I started thinking कि this is what I want to do. If I can become a pro in 1 year of competing, there is something special in me, and I feel कि I can make it big in this league, in the IFBB league, and maybe do something about it. And I didn't really enjoy engineering as much. I mean, I was good at it, but I never used to look forward to my day when I used to go to work. So I always used to share this with my parents, I'm not enjoying my work, I don't like it, and whatever. So I became a pro. I knew that I had something special in me, and I can now work towards making my passion my profession. So around January, February of 2018 मैंने डिसाइड किया कि मैं अपना जॉब छोड़ दूंगा 2018 में, एंड मैंने अपने पेरेंट्स को बोला, एंड ऑब्वियसली जस्ट लाइक एनी अदर इंडियन पेरेंट्स, उनका यही था कि आप पैसे कैसे कमाओगे फाइनेंशियली, हाउ यू गोना सस्टेन योरसेल्फ, you spent so many years, you spent so much money on engineering, why would you want to quit it? So I had to really explain it to them that I have a good plan, and my plan was ki if I'm earning, so I was earning around $100,000 a year as an engineer in US when I was in Canada when I was working as a petroleum engineer. So going from there, what I thought ki as long as I can make $36,000 a year, which is $3,000 per month, I can sustain myself. I can live hand to mouth and slowly build it up. So what I started doing was I started coaching around November of 2017. So right after I turned pro, I started coaching here and there, like 1 or 2 lifestyle clients and like that. So and slowly built it up through references, through my friends, and through my जो मेरे काम पे जो लोग थे उनके साथ मैंने I started coaching my co-workers as well. So I was making pretty good money through that, around $2,000, $3,000 per month through just part-time coaching. And so I thought, I'm making pretty good right now. So if I quit my job, at least I have that $2,000 to $3,000, so I can sustain my life. I can pay the rent, I can pay the food bill, I can do the competing and stuff. So I explained that to my parents, and I told them that give me a year, and I'm giving myself a year, that if I don't make it big from what I'm making right now, then I always have engineering. That's the beauty of having a backup plan, that you can always go back to it if you fail. So I knew that I had to work hard. I knew that I will put, and my parents believed in me. They know that whatever I do, I go full throttle at it and I make it work. So they said that, okay, do what you want to do. It's your life, and that's how I did it. So so that's my life, that's my journey, and that's the reaction. The reaction was pretty much just as long as you believe in your goals and your dreams, we support you, and you have engineering as your backup. So if you fail, if you fall, you have your engineering, also we are as well. We are also there to pick you up. So go chase your dreams. Question 2. How to minimize belly fat, especially love handles. So love handles love handles is nothing but an area where your lower back connects to your front. So आपको I'll show it in the picture that it's a very small area where you store fat. And हम Indians की genetics ऐसे होते हैं, we store most of our fat in our abdomen area because we were farmers. You know, ज़्यादातर Indians are all farmers, so we have that. और यहाँ पे काफ़ी टाइम पहले जो एक था what do you call in Hindi, epidemic आया था एक, that wherein there was a drought. So all the people like हमारे forefathers आज से कब से 100 हजारों साल पहले जब वो epidemic आया था, तो we didn't have food. So what body does is body starts storing fat so it can use as a source of energy. So जब हमने को दोबारा खाना आया, जब सब कुछ वो अकाल वगैरह सब चला गया, तो वो जो फैट था वो बॉडी स्टोर करनी शुरू कर दी. And as a farmer, as the people who didn't have let's say we've been farmers for so long, and everybody, I mean everybody, even the emperors and stuff, like if you see the whole genetic framework, our majority of the framework is farmer based, and that's why we hold fat in our abdomen area, and we're very skinny up top. अगर आप normally Indians की body देखोगे, ऊपर से बहुत skinny होते हैं, legs भी काफी skinny होते हैं, so it's just genetic. And so that's love handles. That's why we store love handles. And how to minimize belly fat? Belly fat goes away just like anywhere else. Your body stores fat as a whole. कुछ एरियाज में वो ज़्यादा फैट स्टोर करेगी, कुछ एरियाज में वो कम फैट स्टोर करेगी. हमारे इंडियंस में ज़्यादा फैट स्टमक में होता है. अगर आप यूएस कनाडा के लोगों को देखोगे, वाइट लोगों को देखोगे, their stomach is their fat is stored all over the body. Like I know, I've seen some of my friends, they store fat in their arms, in the chest, in their back, and very minimal in their abs. Whereas as an Indian, I store most of my fat in my abs. The first things to go away is my abs. My arms are vascular year round क्योंकि उसमें कोई fat है ही नहीं उधर. But my abs, they go away. So this is typically genetic. So love handles हो या आपके fat आपके back में हो या आपके stomach पे हो या chest पे हो, it all goes away slowly by itself. As long as you're in a deficit, as long as you're in a deficit for a long time, it's going to start losing fat slowly and slowly from all the areas. You can't spot reduce fat. Body reduces fat by itself. जो stubborn area होगा वो also will be the last area to lose fat. So अगर आपके ज़्यादातर love handles में area है, it will also be the last place to go. And obviously having more muscle helps because it increases your metabolism, it increases your energy expenditure, and so if you have a lot of muscle, you see a lot of muscle guys, like they'll be able to drop fat faster and a lot lower than somebody who's just starting the gym. जो अभी भी gym गया skinny fat, it takes a lot longer time for them for that reason. So okay, so question 3, how do you use sodium condiments on prep depending on weeks out? So sodium, I keep my sodium high through and throughout. Off season prep, I keep my sodium very, very high, especially on prep, because when you're in a depleted state, you need to have you need the sodium and you need the potassium and you need the minerals and you need the carbs and everything to have a good pump. Now, if you're on a low carb diet, you have to use sodium and potassium. Potassium comes from the diet. I'm not talking about supplements, I'm talking about naturally in diet. You have meats के अंदर potassium होता है, rice के अंदर potassium होता है, sweet potatoes के अंदर potassium होता है, all that potassium, and obviously electrolytes, sodium and taurine and all that, which is also present in natural food. So I keep my sodium very high during prep for a good pump. If you're feeling flat, try increasing your sodium and you will instantly feel, अगर आप अपने workout से 20 मिनट पहले थोड़ा सा salt खा लोगे 1 teaspoon किसी भी चीज़ में mix करके, you will feel the huge difference in how your workout goes versus not using any sodium. So I keep my sodium high. Condiments, I keep my hot sauce, mustard sauces all the way through 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out is when I cut everything out. I'll keep my sodium in still until peak week, but I'll cut all the condiments out 2 weeks out. You use Coke Zero, Ketchup Zero, any others in prep? So I don't really use Coke Zero at all. I'm not a big fan of carbonated drinks, so I can't answer that. I know some athletes do, and it's fine. I just feel like it bloats you. So if you're drinking it during a prep and you're not used to it, it'll definitely make you bloated and maybe retain some water. Ketchup Zero, I use it up until like 3 weeks out, I would say, which is sugar-free ketchup for my egg whites and stuff. How many calories range one should increase each week when bulking? So if you're bulking, you need to have at least a daily caloric surplus of 500 if you want to gain a pound per week, because 3500 calories equals to 1 pound. of weight and if you divide that by 7, that's 500 calories per day of a surplus over your maintenance calories to gain 1 pound a week. So if you are trying to gain weight and you know what your maintenance calories are, increase it by 500 per day, and that'll make a good 1 pound increase per week, which is really good for a lean bulk. How to deal with pain in joints due to heavy lifting and the snapping sound of knee joint. So if your joints are hurting when you're lifting, that means your form is wrong, and you are using more of the tendons and ligaments and the joint and less of the muscle. So go back to lighter weight and focus on your form, focus on the mind muscle connection, and don't use the joints too much. अगर आप अपना वहाँ joint से सारा जो आप स्ट्रेस डाल रहे हो अपने जॉइंट्स पे, अगर आप वो आप हटा दोगे और मसल्स को स्टिमुलेट करना शुरू कर दोगे, it will give joints a break, so it will heal faster and it won't give you that issue later on. And snapping sound of knee joint, I've felt that a couple times as well. I feel it could be a serious issue, so please see a physiotherapist or a chiropractor if you have something like that. Difference between CBD oil and direct smoking stuff, please sir. CBD oil doesn't have THC, and THC is a component which makes you high. So I definitely prefer CBD. It has a lot of benefits. It's been proven by the research. A lot of people are using it. I have used it for a better sleep, for anti-inflammatory response. So it's really good, but I don't smoke weed. And I know a lot of athletes do, a lot of people do. Nothing against it. It is pretty good. From the times of Arnold Schwarzenegger, athletes have, smoked it. I'm not a big fan of it. I feel like it just calms me. It just, I've smoked it, but I don't smoke it usually. I've probably smoked like 3 times in my life total. And I just don't like it because it's not me. I don't feel me. I don't feel the need for something to make me high on a regular basis through smoking something. I mean, I have pretty good mind control, and I feel it's not my thing. So if you like that, it's all you, but I would prefer CBD oil because it doesn't make you high. You can be productive while using CBD and having the benefits of the weed without getting high. Is cardio important while you're doing lean gaining and when your schedule already consists of superset? So no, cardio is not important when you're trying to lean gain. It's all about how many calories you need to gain weight. If you're in a caloric surplus, calculated caloric surplus, you will gain at a good rate, you'll gain muscle at a good rate, as well as keep fat low. I never used to do cardio while even trying to get lean when I was not competing. Now I do at least 2 to 3 sessions a week for cardio, and that's not to get lean or stay lean. That's for overall health benefits, because cardio has a lot of health benefits, and you should be doing at least 2 to 3 times, about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, but that's about it. I wouldn't be doing it during a bulking season, but I do it when I'm transitioning from a prep to an off season, to a growth season. During that time, I'll keep the cardio in to keep my metabolism revved up. But once I start my off season properly, no, I don't do cardio for staying lean, because it's all about calories. How do I opt for a personal training? Go to my website www.bhuwanchauhan.com. वहाँ पे सारे programs हैं, आप उसको purchase कर सकते हो. Lifestyle and competition plans अलग हैं, and once you purchase a plan from there, I get a notification. I'll email you. I'll have you fill out some forms, and then you'll get started. How you use the Rebound post-show? So the Rebound is right after a show, your body is like a sponge, and आपने उस sponge को इतनी टाइम से मरोड़ के रखा हुआ है, इसको कंट्रोल्ड एक उसमें रखा हुआ है फॉर्म में, कि जैसे ही आपका शो जाता है, people let themselves go. So what that does is that sponge is going to absorb everything, and people become fat too fast, too soon. So the Rebound program is in place that you do swell up, but it's more muscle than fat, because when that sponge is absorbing all the nutrients, all the carbs and everything, you're gonna have some insane pumps, like the best pumps of your life. You don't need any pre-workouts, you don't need shit. Just through the carbs, just through those 2-3 cheat meals that you've had for the 1, 2 or 2 days after the show, your body is gonna feel like Superman. It's literally becomes a Super Saiyan Dragon Ball Z character, and I've experienced this, and those are my best workouts. It hurts. The pump is so bad, it hurts. within 20-25 minutes of your workout, you won't be able to train your body part anymore because it hurts. And so that's a rebound. And there is a way to maximize gains during a rebound program, which lasts from 3 to 6 weeks. So during those 3 to 6 weeks, you have to keep your calories really high, but you have to have clean calories. So आपकी insulin sensitivity already बहुत high होती है. So you shouldn't be adding sugar or fatty foods and stuff. You should be adding a lot of clean carbs and keep your fat intake still low. So clean carbs have a completely different response than going and eating whatever junk you want after a show. If you keep your diet real clean for the next 3 to 6 weeks after a show, and you can like I go up to 600 carbs a day. Right after a show, my diet consists of 600 grams carbs, about 60 grams of fats, and about 200 grams of protein, because you don't need much protein right after a show because your body is already so anabolic. And that's what a rebound program is. You have to keep your calories high, train like a motherfucker, real intense. And I remember like everything feels so good. The joints are well lubricated, all the tendons are strong, all the ligaments are strong. You are able to push some real heavy weight, and it doesn't matter whether you're natural or not, because the rebound program, whether you've competed naturally or not, it's the same. Your body is going to react the same way. So that's my okay, so the next question is, how do you manage competing despite your injuries? Did you face any mobility issues? So this year I had a lot of injuries, and my first injury was my QL injury, or QL injury, जो lower back injury होती है, वही injury went into my glutes, because that area connects glutes as well. So being in prep for so long, about 6 months, and still training hardcore, what it does is it limits everything. So whatever that part is connected to, it's going to limit that part to work more. Eventually that part gets out, and then it goes all the way to went all the way to my hamstrings, and I couldn't do my cardio because I was in so much pain. Vancouver prep, जो मैंने Vancouver Pro show की जो मैंने prep करी थी, from Vegas show to Vancouver Pro show में 2 हफ्ते का gap था. उन 2 हफ्ते के gap में every cardio session was painful. I couldn't do cardio. The chiros and physios told me to not compete, and they said that it's going to be painful, and my injuries are going to become chronic if I don't give up, and I should not compete, and it's impossible to do 90 minutes of cardio a day along with training. So, but obviously I wanted to compete. It was my last chance for Olympia qualification. So I sucked through it. I was in pain at night, I was in pain during cardio, but I sucked it up and I still did it. The only thing I didn't do was I didn't train my legs. I only trained my quads a little bit for leg extensions, about 10 to 15 sets, but I couldn't do anything else with my legs because I was so much in pain. So that's why my legs shrunk a little during those 2-3 weeks, and after that as well, because I couldn't train it as hard. So I'd say that injuries are part of the sport, and they definitely limit you, but you should be intelligent enough to make your workouts work around it, or have a coach who can make it work around it. So I'm still suffering from a QL injury. My glutes have recovered, my hamstrings have recovered, all of that have recovered, but my QL is definitely still fogged. Another injury that I've had for 8 years, that I had in my first year of training, was a brachialis injury, and that was just from not following proper form, and not getting a treatment at the right time, because at that time I didn't even know what treatment is or what a chiropractor is. I had no clue, and even if I did have a clue, I didn't have the money to go to a chiropractor and spend that much as a student who was working 2 part-time jobs, 3 part-time jobs, just to make his living expenses meet. So yeah, if you have injuries, take care of them. I definitely do, and I would recommend seeing a physiotherapist or chiropractor for that. Till now, how much cost you for bodybuilding? So that's, I don't know. It's very expensive, I can tell you that. Even as a student, when I was living on a budget, eating tuna cans and bread and oats and egg whites, and that's it. And I couldn't even afford chicken, so I was eating tuna cans because it used to be 90 cents per tuna can, which is the cheapest source of protein for 30 grams of protein. So now it's obviously a lot more expensive, and it's an expensive sport, it's an expensive lifestyle. So make sure you have the money if you wanna compete, and you wanna make it a lifestyle. For me, fortunately, once I graduated, I had the money. I was an engineer. Now I coach, I have sponsorships which pay for everything. So Yeah, that's that. Um, Please explain your diet. I know it will not be applicable to me, but as a learner, I want to know. So my diet is based around carb cycling, and during my prep, I do carb cycling, which is 2 to 3 low carb days, followed by one moderate carb day, and then a high carb day. So low carb days, I go all the way down to 100 grams of carbs a day. Then my moderate carbs are going to be about 250 grams, and my high carb day will be anywhere from 400 to about 600 grams, depending on how lean I am. The leaner I am, the higher the carbs are going to be on my high carb day. Let me repeat that. The leaner I am, the higher my carbs are going to be on my high carb day, but the lower they're going to be on my low carb day. So that's what carb cycling is. And if you don't know about it, I suggest you do some research. A very good way of losing body fat while retaining the muscle size. There's a lot of I don't see a good question here. When should we take creatine before or after workout? So I would say creatine should be taken before the workout, but if you're not taking a pre-workout with it. So if you're taking a pre-workout which has stimulants like caffeine, take it after the workout. Take creatine after the workout, because creatine doesn't get absorbed by the body properly if you are taking caffeine with it, because caffeine and creatine are kind of give opposite signals to the body, and you don't want to be taking caffeine with creatine. So if you don't take a pre-workout, take your creatine before a workout. If you take a pre-workout, take your creatine after a workout. It doesn't really matter that much, and make sure you take it with a meal that contains carbs. Okay, so the next question, and I know कि ये question काफी लोगों ने पहले भी मेरे से पूछा है. Does masturbation affect gains? ये क्वेश्चन मेरे से इतनी बार पूछा गया है कि और मैंने इतनी बार आंसर भी किया है, कई बार मैं मजाक में भी आंसर करता हूँ, but okay, so masturbation does not affect bodybuilding gains, and if you like to do it, do as much as you want, but here's the logic behind it. If I were to have sex before my workout, I wouldn't be as strong or focused at my workout. It has nothing to do with testosterone. Honestly, it actually boosts your testosterone for that very small milliseconds, okay? But the fact is, you're going to be tired, right? I have never masturbated before my workout, so I don't really know how that feels, but I am talking about I've had sex before my workout, and I can guarantee you, you're not going to be at your best. And that's one thing I avoid all the time. Never have sex before your workout. So I hope it applies to the same as, masturbation. Do not masturbate before your workout, but all the rest of the time of the day, go jerk it off. I don't really care. Science doesn't care. It doesn't impact your gains or your body fat or anything like that. So yeah, that's that. Don't do it too much, though. It's gonna make you weak. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say anymore to that. So I'm gonna keep this video. I'm gonna answer one more question. I don't want to make this video too long, but if you like this video, let me know, and I'll make more of these videos. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna answer this one. Which protein is the best? Which whey protein is the best? I hope that's what that means. So I'm gonna say this once and for all. The brand doesn't matter. They are all made the same way, almost. Why do I say almost? Because you really gotta look at the back of the label of the protein and see how many ingredients it has. कितने ingredients हैं उसमें? कई सारे प्रोटीन्स मैंने देखे हैं, उसमें डाल देते हैं 15 इंग्रेडिएंट्स. एग्जांपल मैं दिखाऊंगा आप लोगों को इसी पे. आई होप कि जब मैं गूगल पे देखूं तो मुझे वो मिल जाए. बट 15 इंग्रेडिएंट्स. I mean, just think about it. That's not a pure protein. A pure protein is one in which अगर आपका 30 grams का scoop है, उसमें 95 to 98% whey isolate होना चाहिए. तो अगर let's say at least 90% तो होना ही चाहिए, right? So if a 30 gram scoop has 27 grams of protein in it. That means that protein has 90% whey isolate, which is 100% pure, right? So ये आपको math करनी चाहिए. I'll tell you one thing, that if you can find a whey protein with 4 to 5 ingredients, with sucralose, whey pro isolate, and some flavoring of cocoa and some artificial flavors, that's the best protein. So make sure you do your research, and every protein brand out there is going to have something or the other to make it stand out, but make sure you stick to the basics. Less, जितने कम ingredients होंगे उतना ज़्यादा protein better होगा. So hype पे मत जाओ कि हमने 10 ग्राम BCA डाल दिया उसके अंदर, हमने 10 ग्राम glutamine डाल दिया. All that is a bunch of crap. You know, all you need to care about is how much whey isolate is in there, what percentage of the total weight is the protein content of the protein, and उसमें कितने ingredients डाले हुए हैं. So keep it simple, and that's the best way. So I am not gonna make this video for too long. As I said, I want your feedback. If you want me to do more of these videos, drop a comment and I will make one more of this video. It's almost 2:44 a.m. so it's time to head to bed. So I'm gonna make this, I hope I make this in next time during a daytime, because I'm really tired. You can see from my eyes I'm tired as fuck. But I hope कि जो मैंने वीडियो बनाई आप लोगों को हेल्पफुल लगे. 2-3 क्वेश्चन मैंने आंसर करे हैं. आई होप कि आप ये सब इससे कुछ सीख पाओ. एंड अगर आपको ये अच्छी लगे, नेक्स्ट वीडियो जो मैं बनाऊंगा बहुत इन डेप्थ बनाऊंगा. सो why don't you guys do this, that drop the comment of what you want me to answer next time in the video, and I'll make a video exclusive to YouTube based on your questions. Good night and see you guys soon.